and welcome to the Polygon Show. I'm back. It's me, Simone, back again in your studio with Allegra Frank.
Hi, Simone.
Hi, Allegra. And Chelsea Stark.
Hello.
And Ashley O.
Hi.
Weirdly, I feel like I have actually been off the show for years.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Oh, a simple week. A simple week.
It
feels
was
like
not a
such long
simple
time.
week.
Was it
Well,
not?
are you saying that I did bad?
I heard that Chelsea, okay, here's what I heard. I heard that Chelsea was amazing and was very good at timekeeping without, and just like in a totally natural, spontaneous sense, which
basically
made
would
me
be
feel
like-
a little attacked.
She would be like, okay, we have to stop now. We're moving on.
How do you gain the power to be rude?
Oh,
She's really good at it.
you
we
get
knew that.
you become over 30 and then you're just like, oh,
Nice.
Timekeeping
No
isn't
fucks.
rude.
You're right.
It's
You're
not.
right.
You're
I'm
not
rude in
being
different
rude. I
ways.
know. I was like, I don't think rude's the word. You're just like,
Assertive.
Assertive and firm. Well, let's do a lightning round.
now I'm scared.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have hit the table. My hand actually kind of hurts a little
Scared.
bit right now.
Let's do it.
Give me those lightning round questions. It's been so long since I've had one. Hopefully I can read everyone's name right this week. This is from Vectorwork19. Hey, Polygon Show. I'm a crazy person that has a folder full of spreadsheets on my laptop for Stardew Valley. Is there a game you have gotten invested in to the point of creating a bunch of external documents? The most exciting thing I can think of. External documents.
For me, it was Animal Crossing on GameCube because you used to be able to put in like cheat codes to unlock furniture or like to get it in your catalog. And so if you wanted to have like a complete set of furniture, you would like just use the codes to get them. So I had a huge printed out list of the codes, and there were like other codes for other stuff too. But yeah, so I would like constantly refer to this very long printed out list of just random assortments of letters.
Cross-referencing your secrets.
Yes.
What about you, Chelsea?
I mean, it's nerdy, but I would say like Dungeons and Dragons is one too, where I've had to like make things that I was like, I'm gonna write this freaking map down or something, like write down everything that's being said because otherwise you're like, I have no idea what's going on.
But that's like normal.
Is that
because
normal?
It's so paper-based already.
Yeah, I guess, but we a lot of time we're playing on the computer too, so it's now it has
Oh,
become
yeah, 'cause you play online. I forgot
yes.
about that.
So sometimes it actually does become like Evernote documents full of spell lists and like all those things.
You need to print them out and put them on slightly burned paper.
Long,
Bind them in a
long
book.
tissue thin is my spell book.
So mine was for Barbie Riding Club. I think I've talked about this before, but remember my plans to take over the island and renovate it and like turn the farm into a hotel. Yeah, I had like my detailed maps and like how I was going to remodel all the different locations on the island. And again, my business plan. My business plan basically for Barbie Riding Club and my horse resort.
Horse resort.
Horse resort. What about you, Ashley?
I had it wasn't documents, but it was just like a series of loose sheets where I drew stuff while I was playing The Witness, because there are some puzzles, like some patterns that like you have to memorize, or like the next one is like a mirror of the other one. So I had to just be like, okay, I'm stupid. I have to draw it, and then I have to like mirror it.
Two other games that works really well with, Her Story, just like writing down things that you observed in certain videos and how they connect. I definitely did that.
I wrote that down. The clip numbers too. I would write those down
Yeah.
because you can only get to 5, so you'd always like have to write them down.
Why do you need it? I haven't played it.
You play in Her Story, which is a good game, which I'm definitely going to explain because everyone should play it. You play as a person browsing through a police computer, watching out of order videos of this woman who's being interviewed for a crime that was committed. And that's basically as much context as you have at the beginning. And the clips range from like 10 seconds long to a few minutes long. And you can only find them by searching for terms in the computer search history. So you might look up like, murder. Yeah. Like, I think that was the first thing I looked up was like, all right, this is a murder. I'm looking up murder. And then you find clips that are tagged murder. And you just basically go through out of order and watch these videos trying to piece together the story. So you find out things like a relationship between two characters, and you're like, okay, this is that. But that's writing it down on paper is one of the only ways that you have to kind of connect those dots for yourself.
Especially because it only shows you the maximum of 5 clips, even if you have more things that match the result. So you have to be like, okay, well, I already searched this and I got these answers, so I have to like figure out different ways to search for things.
And Device 6, which I think you also played, right? Oh my God, has anyone played Device 6?
I have played Device 6.
You
That game
played
is
Device.
incredibly challenging.
So this is a fucking fantastic puzzle game. You can find it on iPad. It's by Simogo, who also did Year Walk and that one about the boat and the lighthouse. It's really good. It is a very surreal, like kind of 60s spy themed puzzle game that is full like delightful codes to break things in the environment, and it uses the iPad in really interesting ways. Like you're always kind of turning it around to look at things in from a different perspective. And I cannot describe it. It's actually impossible to describe, and I 100% recommend it, and everyone should play it. And those are games that I've had external documents for.
Yay.
Let's move on to the next question. Punk asks, will Waluigi ever find love? Ashley, go.
Probably.
Chelsea.
There's someone out there for everybody, right?
Allegra.
I disagree with Chelsea. There is no such thing as love, so no.
That's fair. Next question. Iron Oz asks, hey, Polygon Show, if your favorite video game character was competing in the 2018 Winter Olympics, which event would they do? Okay. Does everyone have a favorite video game character in mind?
I just know like 3 sports at the Winter Olympics. I only pay attention to 2 things.
Unfortunately, I know a lot of them because I have been testing Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics 2014 all day.
Educational.
So anyone have any questions about the Winter Olympics?
Okay, I have an idea. So
Yes, tell
I'm
me.
very hyped up on Metal Gear Solid 2 right now.
Yeah.
So I want to see Raiden do like rhythmic ice skating or whatever. I forget what that's called. You know? Like
ice
it's not
dancing.
technical. Yes, ice dancing.
Yeah.
I want to see Raiden do ice dancing.
That sounds beautiful. Who would Raiden's partner be?
Ooh, oh my God. Okay, I don't want to say his girlfriend because I hate her. I'm going to say Snake. I hate her.
No, I think 2 men doing rhythmic like ice dancing sounds
Why don't
great.
you examine your hatred for Raiden's girlfriend, Allegra?
She's so boring.
Chelsea, who would you choose?
I don't know if he's my favorite video game character, but I really got a great image of Wiggler, the multi-segmented caterpillar from Mario games, all in a bobsled, all of his segments.
Oh my God.
Oh
that's
my
smart.
God.
Holy shit, that's powerful.
Yeah,
Oh
That's
my
a good
God.
one.
Wiggler, the whole team.
Wiggler in a bobsled. Ashley.
Curling, and I want
Bold choice.
all the little toads with the different multicolored hats just furiously like scrubbing.
Sweeping.
Like,
Sweep that ice.
Yo, have you ever curled?
no,
I've curled. It is very fun.
it looks hard. Is it?
It's harder than
Hard?
one would think.
Yeah, it looks.
It
like
is extremely fun.
But
Where the fuck did you do curling?
Ardsley Curling Club.
Don't speak to me. Y'all know I'm gonna go a little unconventional. I'm gonna choose a character that no one's expecting, and it's gonna be Lewis from Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
oh, I can't believe I believed you for a second. I was like,
I did not believe her at all when she set that up. I was like,
It's gonna be Jacob Fry doing biathlon, which is cross country skiing and shooting guns. He's very good at shooting guns because he can do that in the game. And
I love that that's a
biathlon, 'cause-
freaking sport. It's like ski and then shoot.
What does
Okay.
that have to do with each other?
Power thought. I don't know. Well, hunting the mighty elk in the North
Okay,
wilderness.
but what does the skiing have to do
Next
with it?
question. Well, how do you think you hunt in the winter, Allegra? You don't just walk into the woods and shoot an elk. You hop on your skis. You hop on your skis and you go miles and miles and miles through the woods. This question is from Saltiest Fox, which is also a description of Allegra when she hears about biathlon. Do you think that when we die, our skeletons live on? Is what we are told about the skeleton war the truth or just ghosts lying to our fleshy ears? What are we told about the skeleton war, I guess is my question. I'm ready for it. Maybe that we have to fight in it. Maybe that we will be conscripted as the living to fight in the skeleton war against the dead when we are skeletons, all of us.
I
like
Do you
skeletons.
think it's happening under the water since skeletons don't have to breathe and that's why we haven't seen it?
Yeah.
I wonder how
That's what
many-
happened to Amelia Earhart!
Oh, we were talking about her.
Mystery solved.
Is she fighting the skeleton war like deep undersea right now?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
using her skeleton plane to lead the skeleton.
Remember how
army.
we were all really sad about Amelia Earhart that one
I
time?
am kind of still sad about Amelia Earhart.
too.
What do you think about skeletons?
I like them though.
That's your stance?
Also, I was gonna say, how is it a skeleton war? Because you were saying, right? You're like, well, we die, we turn into skeletons, right? We become part of their army. So if we're all inevitably going to be part of the skeleton army, then it's not really a war, is it? It's just one long conversion.
Are we factionalized?
I
And
think
if
in the
so,
skeleton
how?
army?
Yeah. Or is it just everyone who dies joins the singular
Yes.
troop?
Well, I
Because we
think-
care about bones.
The thing is, there are a lot of skeletons right now. And I think if we lessen their number, we'll be winning the war. We can never truly eliminate them because they're inside us, but we can grind them into dust.
No!
And use them in powders for our faces.
What the fuck?
No.
I love bones.
I don't understand why you're so upset about this.
No, we can't desecrate the skeleton.
Oh,
It's
Ashley, we
so-
can't desecrate skeletons. Oh, okay.
Holding you up, okay? It's the
Jesus
only reason
Christ.
why you're alive and not a slobbering mess on the floor. Bones give us structure.
Wow. I feel like this is the most positive
I
you've been
love bones,
about
but
living.
I don't. I think I have a calcium.
Next question.
I mean,
This
you're
is-
laughing, but I'm pretty sure I do.
It's true, she does. This is from Dr. Tarrant. Hey, Polygon Show, if you have to make a video game out of your favorite TV sitcom, what show would it be and what type of game would it be? Allegra looks a little whelmed right now, so I'm gonna
Whelmed?
I'm gonna throw to Chelsea.
Well,
She's whelmed.
okay.
She's in a place. She's feeling some kind of way.
Ugh, sitcoms. I just wanted like maybe have some kind of weird Sims game, but it's Full House. Some
Is
kind
that
of
your favorite sitcom?
no, I fucking hate it. But
Okay, let's expand our definition of
I don't-
sitcoms. Think
what's
like
a-
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Think
yeah,
Jane
I was
the
like,
Virgin.
what's a sick? Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Good shows?
So 30 Rock, but
Fair.
yes, it's a TV tycoon basically.
Oh, like that game, The Movies.
Yeah. Oh, the movies.
I never
Mhm.
figured out how to play that game. I had it, and I could just never.
I felt like I was too dumb for it.
Useless kid.
Yeah.
Ashley, what about you?
Ashley is so...
I look over and Ashley is like mouth.
Ashley has an electronic in front of her. Don't talk to her.
Ashley is mouth deep in a Coke Zero.
Nobody's
I-
mouth
let's-
deep in anything.
Throw to myself. Quick, me, catch the ball. Yes. Oh, wow. Jane the Virgin, a show that I thought of right before this podcast where I said that should be a dating sim, obviously. Or, okay, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but like a point and click, like find hidden object game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
detective.
going to say Arrested Development as a Mario Party style minigame.
Ooh.
Shit.
Yeah, if I had known Arrested Development was on the table as a
Yeah.
sitcom,
It's on
It is
the
now,
table.
bitch. Yeah.
I think I would do a Parks and Rec game,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be an MMO.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it'd just be like you could be one of the huge blobby people of Pawnee.
You just want to live in Pawnee.
Oh my god, no, it's like Destiny. So there's the government building, which is the social space where everyone hangs out, and then you can go hunt for Fairway Frank,
Raccoons.
the possum that runs on the golf course. You got to go on a golf course and shoot take care of some animals.
Trap some animals. It's just like a monster hunter. You trap them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a possum.
There's a question
Armor.
about that later. So I'm going to, one more lightning round question, then we'll move on to what we're doing this week. All right. Orlando Spurioso asks, how do I cope with my feelings about the sexy fish man? I had a suggestion back in the control room, but I don't think I can legally say it on the show.
I was just thinking, I have an NC-17 suggestion and I don't
Wow.
want to say
I was
it.
thinking of a G-rated suggestion, which is
Please tell us.
let your feelings just wash over you.
Oh, that's a pun.
Just-
Oh,
yeah,
things-
because it's water.
Things
It's
will be
water.
washing. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Ocean.
No, Simone, no.
You took it to a bad place it needn't have gone.
Rip my eyeball out.
Wow, let's talk about what we're doing this week.
Wow.
Da 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 da. Ashley, this week you watched AMC's Preacher.
I did. I finished the entire first season in less than a week because that's the kind of
How
person I am.
does she do it?
I So a really interesting thing, I've been putting off watching Preacher because I got into it because of resident comics expert Susanna Polo, who works at Polygon.com. She recommended Preacher to me, and she was like, I think this is a graphic novel that you would like. And I was like, oh, why is that? Then I read it. Yep.
I was like, no, that's the most obvious thing ever that you would like that.
Explain.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's about.
It's
Contextualize.
extremely violent and graphic and fucked up and like really smart in the same time. And it's got
Aw.
some takes on religion.
That's like Ashley.
Just like Ashley.
Who wants my religion takes?
And there's a guy whose head slowly transforms into a dick over a series of issues.
Just like Ashley.
Wouldn't say that that is like Ashley at all, but it's a very memorable thing about Preacher.
Sounds like the
More
devil
like
man of
Allegra, who's turns into
My head is already a dick.
genital.
Okay, wait, bring us back to
Oh my god, I forgot. Yes, Preacher. Holy shit.
the show is carry on.
Okay, well, just to give you like a very base premise, it's about okay, so that is the preacher, Jesse Custer, who is now a preacher. He wasn't always a preacher. He was mixed up with some fucked up shit, okay? And he's a preacher in this small Texas town.
Texas! A state I'm
And
not
then-
from. Chelsea's from there.
She looked to Simone though.
I did because I was like,
I love
you
Texas more than you ever will.
Ah,
Don't let me get distracted.
knives.
Still getting distracted. Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, but so one day he gets not really possessed. This thing escapes from heaven essentially, and this thing is called Genesis. It like goes. So every human it's like kind of tried to like use as like a vessel has exploded violently into bloody bits. Jesse has not exploded. We don't really know why. So this thing, why is it so dangerous? It's because it's the product of I think an angel and a demon fucked. And then they had
Tale
this,
as old as time.
and they had this thing which is like way too powerful, so they contain it, and they're like, okay, no one has to know about this because it could be bad for both sides. Let's keep this a secret. So anyway, the fucking thing escapes. He has it. He discovers one day that like part of the thing of having Genesis is like he can sort of dip into this weird command thing, and he sort of says something in like this booming godlike voice, and like people just do it, so they do whatever he wants. Oh,
I'm sorry.
I just am picture anyway. Oh, how does it compare, however, to the comics? So I read Preacher book 1. I think it has issues, if I'm not mistaken, up until 17. Could be wrong.
I keep getting confused about our use of issues as in comics, books of comics, rather than issues as in
It's
like,
got 17 issues.
Well, it does have a lot of issues.
His head turned into a dick over some issues.
I do have to say, so they changed for the show the bit. Well, actually, they changed a lot of stuff for the show. But the Tulip, Jesse Custer's ex-girlfriend, is played by Ruth Nega in the show. And Ruth, the first time I saw her was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't at me, all right? There was a season where it was good. So she was there for a while, but Ruth Nega is fantastic in the show. Actually, every single actor in the show is amazing. It's on AMC. Seth Rogen has a part in like producing the show because it's been like a dream of his apparently from when he was super younger. Woo!
Do you want some tea? Do you want some water?
I don't know why I'm like this today. So anyway, I'm sorry. The point is that it does have some interesting takes on religion, like that aren't really forced down your throat. There are some kind of like circumstantial, like ethical things that you kind of consider, like whether you're a preacher or not. And of course, my favorite character in this entire series is Cassidy. He's this Irish vampire. I know it sounds very Twilighty. It's not. He's like, he just looks extremely strung out, and he's crazy, and he's very violent, and he's great. Anyway,
Classic Ashley.
but I noticed the first season is very, very different. They changed like actually a ton of stuff. They brought some stuff like that happens later on. They bring it to the forefront, and also like the main character's story. The main character's backstory is totally changed. So in the comics, like you find out he's from this real fucked up family that's not really his family because his parents got murdered. But in the show, it's like, no, he had a dad. It was a preacher, and he knew Tulip from when he was younger. And I'm
It's
sitting
kind of a chill
there
life.
like the fucking nerd I am, and I'm just like, well, that didn't happen.
Wow,
Well,
that's a big
that's not the
change.
yeah. It's actually a very big change. But then I kind of read some stuff about it, some interviews rather, and they were saying how like they're kind of like, you're gonna have to trust us with it because this is the first season. They're big fans, so they I think wanted to do a lot of character establishment for their first season. And
I have
really,
2 questions. One, does it have a second
Yes.
season yet?
yes, it does, but it's not on Hulu.
Ooh, second question. You did watch Devilman, right?
I did not.
Okay, never mind. And you haven't watched Preacher. Okay, it kind of
We
sounds
should do
like
an
there might
exchange
be
later.
it seems like a Venn diagram to me just hearing both of you talk about them, that like
Oh,
fans
yeah,
of one
yeah.
might be fans of the other. But I can't ask you because you haven't watched it.
It's funny how many things though are like one parent from the devils and one parent from the angels, like all of that kind of like.
Well,
It sounds really
opposites
stupid,
attract.
but it's like kind of funny, right? Because
No.
it is violent, but it is funny because that thing escapes. And the angels that come to get him, like there aren't like huge archangels. They're literally the janitors, like the custodians.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck, we gotta find this thing.
Chelsea, you have continued playing Monster Hunter, and you are now extremely powerful and have a dope glowing hammer.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do?
I have a dope glowing hammer.
Whoa.
Have you named it?
Whoa.
I kind of want you to talk about that, but I more so want to know if you talked about the pig on last week's episode.
Oh, the pig. You told me about the pig.
Oh my
Because I
God.
tried to fucking pet that pig. There's a pig in Astera in Monster Hunter, which is like the hub. I tried to pet this pig and he knocked me on my ass, and I want to befriend him.
Mm.
I want him to be mine.
All right. So
People need to know about
I
how to
originally
pet
was
this
going to
pig.
write something about this on Polygon, and then I realized I was missing a crucial step. So they call them poogies, which is very cute in the game. They're like domestic pig size. There's one in Astera. He comes up, he's walking around, he's wearing pajamas that button up the back and has a bow on his tail. So I'm painting you a very good picture. If you stand down, you can like hit X to crouch near the pig, and it starts to play music. And if you don't know what to do, the pig will just like, the music will play, and then suddenly the pig will headbutt you in the crotch, like it seems almost.
Right in the junk.
Right in the junk, and you fall over, and like the little angry red symbol from anime pops up, and then like the pig runs away, and you're like, what the hell? So I spent the first week of playing doing this. I was like, I don't know. Why is the pig here? Why is it always mad at me? And then my friend was like, no, when the exclamation point comes up, you have to hit circle. And that's like, you start to form a bond. You like pet the pig the right way.
Do you hit it once or
Just once.
Okay, just once.
Just once.
That's
And
very against all of my instincts.
I
as a
know
button
it's
masher.
many against many instincts, and you have like the fact you have to wait exactly to the exclamation point. Like it's a little generous with timing, but not that.
Mhm.
And you have to do this. If you do this, maybe every time you visit Astera, every time you come back from a quest, like after about 10 times, the pig will get all these hearts every time it sees you, and it jumps up in the air when you pet it.
Oh.
And then it like will follow you around, and you can rename the pig.
That's all I want.
You can carry it around. My pig is named Ronald.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
So,
dark.
tell me how much. Why is that dark?
It's not
It's hamburgers.
It's not
McDonald's.
It's not related to that at all.
Ronald's just a good name, Allegra.
Ronald's a good pig name.
God.
So
Tell me how the
I-
like late game has changed your life. Unless you're about to
No.
tell me something very good about that pig.
well, you can carry the pig around, and if you carry it to different areas in Astera, and your controller will vibrate. You put it down and hit X, and a outfit appears.
What the fuck? That is so important.
I have so Ronald right now is wearing a sheep costume.
Oh, that's so cute.
So there we go. I still haven't found the other. There's like 2 other outfits that I haven't found yet.
Oh my god.
But yes, I'm very powerful. I've reached high rank. I have a very big glowing hammer that like is basically the core looks like magma, and it sometimes explodes when I hit things. It's very
Wait,
cool.
is it that you get a new weapon, or did you upgrade it?
I upgraded it because I fought Zora Magdaros the second time, which is not entirely a spoiler. Like, sorry, the story of the game is not
I
that
don't know what that
important.
means, so you're fine.
So like did the second thing, and I've kept doing it to get parts, and now I basically have collected enough parts to upgrade a hammer to this.
Does that have to do with the elemental stuff in Fusion? Oh God, we got to start our support
It's a
group
very
soon.
complicated.
Support group.
We have a support group. We're not
Yep.
using
I
it.
know.
We have a support group channel in our Slack for Monster Hunter because
I just
us
invited-
babies are
I just
very
invited everybody
confused.
that I felt bad about convincing to buy the game.
Like, yeah, we want to hunt giant dinosaurs.
just you guys and
oh
Owen
God,
and
there are
Ross.
so many menus.
There's so many menus.
But no, I'm really. I played it a lot this weekend, and I love it. It's weirdly relaxing. I
weirdly
just got
relaxing.
the bear off. That's how far I am. I'm not very
Oh,
far at all.
but you're making good progress, and I'm proud of you.
The bear.
Bear off.
And then
Oh.
I ran into an Anjanath, and which is like that's the big T-Rex looking
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna try it, and then immediately I was like, no,
It's very. It
I'm
is
not ready
super
for
hard.
that.
The bear off one I played on stream with Pat and Griffin. Everyone in chat called that one Mud Mom. Yeah.
Mud Mom.
Very muddy.
Very muddy, rolls in mud. Very cute.
I like it. I just really don't want to kill any of them. I want to capture them.
I know.
So does the late game get in any way different for you?
Yeah, well, the story is kind of gone. Like, there's things to pull you forward in quests, but there's not like cutscenes in a story or anything like that. But it does get different in the way that you're like, it is a lot harder. There's definitely a lot more elements, but the game has like been like, well, you figured out armor before, so now there's like a lot more to juggle there.
Oh boy.
But you won't get there for 40 hours, so by then,
Yeah, I'll know everything. I'll be a
know.
different person.
you'll be a
changed.
different person.
I cannot imagine playing a game for 40 hours.
Well, I
right
played
now.
it for 66, so
yeah.
Good God, Allegra, you played Radiant Historia.
I did.
Tell us about it.
I took
Janet?
Janet? What does that mean?
It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, damn it. Okay, yeah, damn it. Janet. Okay. So I took a nice relaxation day on Monday.
Aw.
I really needed it. So I hung out with my cat on my mom's couch and we played Radiant Historia together. It is
What is it?
excellent. Okay, so the one I'm playing is Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology, which comes out I think next week. It's on 3DS. It's essentially a remake of the original Radiant Historia, which is a JRPG for DS by Atlas. So it's kind of like sort of your traditional archetypal JRPG on the surface, and that it's like vaguely medieval looking, fantastical, like there's turn-based battles and you have spells or whatever. But the thing that's awesome, it kind of reminds me of Chrono Trigger, because a big part of the game is time travel. So like it starts out kind of like generic in a way. The combat system's really fun, so like whatever. But then a crucial turning point happens in the prologue, and you discover this item that was gifted to you at the very beginning is actually like sort of your time travel device. And so you go to this area called the Historia, and you're now able to access like different events that you've already done to get different like paths. Like a lot of things have branching paths.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's really cool because like your decisions have very obvious effects on the story, and then you can go and undo them to see other things.
Whoa.
And yeah, which is
So you can
really...
play all the games at once, basically, instead of replaying
all the
it over and over
outcomes.
and over again.
Well,
that's
the
like
thing-
to a perfect obsessive person who wants to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing that's cool is like it's not that it's just like a linear thing where it's like choose one or the other. Okay, you chose that one. Now choose one or the other. Like where I got to is like I chose one, and then it's like, okay, this is essentially a dead end. Like in the
Shit.
game itself, it
It's a
tells
choose your
you-
own adventure novel, but a
kinda
video
is.
game.
It's literally like, okay, you chose the wrong thing. You have to go back and choose these things in a different order now to actually progress and like save a person or whatever. So it's just really fun to like kind of play around with that and figure that out. And the story actually is really awesome because it centers like really heavily around the time travel part. And the combat is just so good. Chef's kiss. Love it.
So is active time? What kind of?
So it's kind of like, I feel like it reminds me of Persona, and please correct me if I'm wrong because it's been a while, but like you establish, like it shows you a turn order, and then for all of your characters, you set their attacks for like the first go round.
Okay.
So you can chain them and like have a bunch of combos, and you can like reshuffle the order so that all of your characters are in a line, so you can like maximize your combos. And so you like are encouraged to push enemies together on the grid so you can just like kill them all at once. It's very fun.
That actually sounds really fun.
It's really, really, really fun.
Speaking of really, really, really fun, you also played Yakuza 6.
I did.
And it was extremely silly.
Yes. I got to play a lot of fun Sega Atlas games this week, which is cool. Yeah, so that's the picture behind us is of Ono Michio from the best part I got to play of Yakuza 6. So Yakuza 6 is like the conclusion of my boy Kiryu's story, and you don't have to have played any of the other Yakuza games, but basically it's like you are trying to save your foster daughter, but like whatever, I don't care. I just want to like go to do karaoke. I just want to eat a lot of food.
You just want to live in Japan?
I want to play a lot of mini games. Like that's what's so good about Yakuza. There's just so many random missions to do.
Mhm.
So the one that we got to play, Sega like previewed the game for us, is this one where Kiryu, who's this like very stoic gangster Yakuza guy, he goes to this place called Onomichi, which is an actual place in Japan. And this random dude comes up to him and he's like, listen, like we have this press event for Onomichio, our mascot, but the guy who's supposed to wear the costume ran away. Can you do it, please? And Kiryu's just like, yeah, sure. And he's like,
Why did you agree?
because he's a nice guy. So he's like this really stoic, burly dude in this hilarious costume with like this huge orange head and like a bowl of ramen on his on top as a hat. And he has to say like all these terrible puns like, nice to meet you. And it's really funny, and he does a little dance. And then these gangsters come to like beat up all the kids at the restaurant.
What the fuck?
And he's literally just like in his costume, he's like, you can't fight damn children, you pieces of shit. And then he beats them to death, and he has like blood all over his costume. It's so funny.
Why would they go over and try to beat children
I
up? I don't understand that.
I don't think that the
No. They basically are trying to like attack everyone at this event. And then the kids are just like, you're so awesome. You killed those guys. He didn't kill them. But like, you beat them to a bloody pulp. You're so cool, Ono Michio. It's so
A
funny.
hero for the people.
an
God.
orange-headed ramen hat hero.
Yakuza is just like such a funny
It sounds
weird
ridiculous.
game. You should play it
I should
because
play it.
they have Puyo Puyo in it. Baked in. You can just play it for no reason.
Puyo Puyo.
Like there's 7 games in this game. Yeah, no, I thought of you.
Don't make
I played some Puyo in this game.
what game should I start with? Because this is Yakuza 6. Is it a thing where I have to start Yakuza 1? Yakuza 0 just came out last year. What the fuck is going on with that?
I've only played this and Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 obviously like sets up the whole story.
So I can start with 0.
Yeah, and also it's just really good, but like they're all pretty open and big.
Do Yakuza 1 through 5 exist, or is it just something
Yakuza Kiwami is now on PS4, and that's a remake of the first one.
Okay.
2 through 5 are hard to find, but they
Okay, so
summarize
basically
the
just start
whole
with 0.
story. You can start 0, and they summarize the whole story in 6.
Okay,
So like
cool.
whatever.
You also played all of our Asias.
I played a lot of games.
You did. You had a game heavy week.
I did. Yeah, I
did
played.
this in Monster Hunter.
I played All Our Asias. It's this free to play game on Steam and Itch. It's really so the thing I really liked about it is basically it's like very PS1 era looking, like very blocky polygonal graphics, and it has an amazing soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack is great. And I usually like don't listen to sound in games because I'm doing 7 other things, but I had the sound on the whole time, and it's kind of like a puzzly walking sim where you're playing this guy who goes into his dying father's head to sort of discover like,
That sounds sad.
yeah, he is his strange father. Like his father left
Yeah.
him when he was young, and so now he found out his dad's ailing. So he somehow there's this weird tech where he can go inside his dad's head to actually learn about him. But it's like a little puzzle game. Like there's these quest-like things. And it's basically the point is like to teach you about identity because he assumes he has some connection to his father just on the pure basis of like, well, we're both like, you know, Japanese of Japanese origin, but like his dad is, you know, not American. Like he grew up in Japan versus this is a 2nd generation Japanese American kid. So it has like sort of heavier themes like that. But what I really liked was just kind of venturing around this extremely beautiful game that like like I can see it being like a very cheap, weird, obscure game on the PlayStation. And it's like totally free. It's really short. The soundtrack is bumping. So that was like a very strangely enjoyable time.
Cool. So we should emphasize free. It's free.
It is
as
free.
you said.
It is free
So-
on Steam and Itch.
Cool. All right. Let's transition to another Lightning round. Give me some questions. This is from our friend Eve DeWalrus. What video game enemies do you wish you could hug instead of murder? Those stretchy leg things in Super Mario Odyssey, the ones with the spikes on their legs. Weird.
I think it looks like an onion.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like the little onions.
The little onions. Chelsea, what about you?
I mean, Bowser's the easy answer because
But he's so spiky.
I feel like it's like a turtle tummy.
I know I
You
just
don't-
said a thing that has spikes on it, but like their legs can be retracted.
You don't murder him. You could hug it out after you destroy him.
Good point.
He's not dead.
Good.
Very good point.
Good point. Okay.
Allegra, what about you?
I would say Jack Frost in Persona. I
Hmm.
love him. He's so cute.
He's a persona.
Yeah, but
Ashley.
you can also kill him
Oh, no.
sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Not Ashley.
Ashley.
Allegra's still on Jack
No,
Frost. She's
no.
still there. She's lingering.
Go, Ashley.
Oh God. In Kirby, what are they called? Like they look like just basically giant eyeballs.
Oh, Waddle Doo.
Waddle Doo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Waddle Dee.
Waddle Dee has 2 eyes, and
He has
then
2
Waddle
eyes.
Doo has 1.
Next question. Grantimus Max asks, what would you ask these mysterious dogs? This is these mysterious dogs are 5 Borzoi, all of them white with shades of gray, stacked as Borzoi often are, side by side, looking like mystical beasts that have wandered from the dark woods to give you wisdoms. Chelsea, what would you ask these mysterious dogs?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I feel like I would ask them something about them, like, why am I here?
Why are any of us here? I want to ask them what they think the perfect Borzoi head shape is, because I just read the most pedantic fucking article about the perfect Borzoi head shape, because that's what I do with my time.
I want to
Yeah,
ask them why they
rom-com.
speak English. Clearly,
Yeah, actually, good question. But do they have we heard them speak? We're just asking them a question. Maybe they didn't speak to us when they wandered out of the mysterious woods. Maybe they were just silent, padding along the ground with their strange light footsteps.
I would ask them how they're related to you, Simone.
Ask them why they're my fursona. What about you, Ashley? Did I derail you?
Yeah, that's the end of that.
That's the end of that. Good. Ask them why they feel so silky. What do they dream about? Do they walk in dreams? Why do they walk in my dreams? Why do they cost thousands of dollars? And why is dog breeding technically eugenics? But they're so pretty. And I don't think that it's ethical to breed them. Anyway, next question.
I went some places.
We have to go places. This is from Danny Saya. Best bedtime game. Parentheses, game to play before bed. Picture of a lovely bear in a green armchair with some muffins, scones, jam, and tea. Honestly, Legend of Zelda, or Breath of the Wild, I should specify. Just any fucking Zelda game, whatever. Breath of the Wild, because it can be very soothing and beautiful, and if you're not playing it in a very directed way, it can kind of lull you like into a very relaxed state, because you're just like riding around on your beautiful horse, picking mushrooms and shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw it back to Ever Oasis, the game that was
Oh,
my
Lord.
narcotic
No.
and put me to sleep constantly. And because I would fall asleep within 15 minutes of playing,
Yeah.
I would wake up and it's been on for like 6 hours, and I can just turn it off because I don't care.
All right. Chelsea.
Oh, I think something like kind of repetitive and relaxing, like Pokemon. Yeah,
Not Puyo Puyo.
not. I was about to say like, oh, a puzzle game, but the problem with
No.
those is it's always like, let me do one more.
They're enraging.
Let me do one more. No, and now it's 2 a.m.
I was just watching the video of where Allegra and I played Puyo Puyo Tetris the other day to get clips from it, and I was possessed by a fucking demon when I played
were
that game.
very
I was
scary.
unrecognizable as a human. Ashley, what about you? Bedtime game.
I do like playing games before bed, but I don't like doing that like right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Usually I like to watch I have to put on a TV show when I'm going to sleep instead of a game.
Yeah.
That's my transition period. It's usually Futurama.
Aw.
That's good.
All right. Next question. This is from the Pixel Puncher. Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu. What celebrities would you pick to voice the animated Mario movie? Okay, so the Mario movie that is actually absolutely happening from Illumination Studios
Is
did we discuss? Did you guys talk about this last week? Like whether
yeah, we talked.
It's
We
gonna
didn't
be
talk about
voices?
casting choices
We
at
didn't
all.
talk about
okay,
voices.
okay.
I don't. Yeah, because like he's gonna say more than I want Charles Martinet to say.
God, I don't like that. I don't like that idea of Mario talking a lot.
I just remember a horrifying E3 experience, my first E3, and I was in the Nintendo booth, and they had like Mario on a giant screen, and he was animated, and Charles Martinet was in the back, and he was like talking to journalists. He was like, "Hey, Stephen Totillo, how are you doing?" And I was like, "I am in hell." I'm not kidding. It was really horrifying.
Can you do that again?
No.
Oh my god.
You use Stephen Totillo example.
Only Steven Totillo. Like other people come in, he's like, hello. And then for Steven, when he's leaving, he's like, goodbye, Steven Totillo.
No, he was using all the journalists' names. He was like, "Hey, Brian Crescente, how are you?" And you were just like, "Why are you doing this?"
Did he have to like memorize everyone's faces before they came in?
I don't know. No, I mean, like it was because it was just kind of like people were milling about and waiting to calm down. So he was just like doing that before.
Is that his real voice?
No,
Or-
he was doing Mario's voice, but
Okay.
Mario was doing monologues to all these reporters and like saying hi to them. I don't know if he
That is
actually.
pandering.
It was extremely weird.
The thing
It-
is, I met Charles Martin. Did you actually get to meet him?
No, it was just like I had to witness this horrible thing that lasted like 5 minutes. And I was like, whoa.
Trying to get Steven Totillo's attention.
No, I mean, it was just every different person in the
But he
room.
was focused on
I know, but like I like how we are all fixated
Only you
on
were
Stephen
focused
Totillo.
on Steven Totillo.
I'm very focused.
I can picture it. It's really funny. But,
I don't even remember if he actually called out Steven's name.
I'm sure he did.
But I think
Kotaku's
I'm
Steven
pretty
Totillo.
sure he did, though.
Steven Totillo is great. But I met Charles Martinet once at Nintendo New York or whatever it's called. And he was just doing like meet and greets, and I got a little video of him being like Polygon.com, like in the Mario voice. But before I got him to do that, like he was just being like, "Oh, who are you?" And like it's not like he had a Mario costume on. He was just like dressed as a regular dude, and he would only speak in the Mario voice. He'd be like, "I'm Charles Martinet," and it was like, "What? What is? Are you just Mario now?"
That's horrifying.
It's
It's
very
even worse than what I saw.
I'm just moving on to the next question because I know that I want him to voice. All right, this is going to be our last lightning round question before we talk about what our news. Wow.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
This is from Gilded Table. If there was a dating sim for classic monsters, Frankenstein's monster, the mummy, Dracula, etc., a la Dream Daddy, who would you romance? Oh, God. Is like
Wait, this is the
creature from
second time we've had a sexy monster question. I just like to point that out.
I spent a lot of time
Yeah.
talking about The Shape of Water, which brings me to the Black Lagoon and the creature from it. I would probably go for something horrifying like that, or Frankenstein's monster, because that like goes into the. No, I came dangerously close to saying that I was a clown fucker just then, which I am not.
They
I would pity fuck Frankenstein's monster. There, is that what you wanted me to say, Allegra?
nobody wanted that.
No one.
Nobody asked for this.
No.
Next question.
No, that's the last one. Does anyone else have an answer before I talk about the news?
I was gonna say either the Thing or the Fly because that's what I deserve.
It wouldn't be pity. He's very intelligent.
Frankenstein's monster?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, just clarifying that.
I'd rather date the bride. I mean, like, really.
Yeah, fair. Wow, the news. Let's talk about some news. So, in what feels like a saga that has lasted my entire life, Nintendo commented finally this week that Toad's mushroom head is his head. It is not a mushroom hat that he wears. It is his head. I can't believe we're still talking about this because I feel like once a year there's a controversy over whether that is his head or his hat. Perhaps is it finally over?
Well, we've also already talked about this on the show before. I have a very clear memory of being like, "That's his head."
We all
because
agreed.
the headphones, you guys. The
Mm.
headphones are on the little the cap, the part.
And also the Captain Toad,
the flashlight.
The flashlight.
Yeah.
that's a headlamp. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
his head.
headlamp.
Oh,
Headlamp. Yep.
Headlamp.
headlamp.
You wouldn't put a
Captain Toad.
headlamp on your hat. Ugh.
Don't you though?
Well,
No. You
yes?
strap it
Yes.
to your forehead.
What if you're wearing a baseball hat?
Wait, I don't actually think you.
Have any of you ever been
Well-
in a cave?
No.
No. But
'Cause I
no,
have.
I haven't. But in my
Yes.
old apartment, this is a stupid story. I don't care.
Tell it.
My room was like this separate unit on top of the building. I'm pretty sure it was illegal. So I was living in there, and so I had a door that basically opened right out to the roof of the building. And so this couple moved in across the hall. So they were the door across from mine. And every fucking morning at like 5:30, this woman who I guess just newly adopted this very large dog, very young but very large dog, and was too scared to take it for a full walk because it didn't have its shots yet. That's what she said, and that's why she had to like have it run around basically. And it wakes me up every morning at like 5:30. I'm like, why are you playing with your dog on the roof at 5:30 a.m.? And she had a headlamp. Like when I swung open the door, and I'm like, it is Tuesday. It is 5:45. What are you doing? And she's like, oh, like my dog hasn't had shots yet. I don't want to take him out on the sidewalk to go to the bathroom. And I was like, what?
Nope.
Get him his shots.
God. He was pissing on the roof. On your roof.
Ew.
Fuck.
And she had a headlamp?
She had a headlamp because it was fucking dark out. And I'm like, bitch, if you can't see where your dog is pissing, just why do you need it? Let me go to Amazon.com to get my dog piss headlamp. Fucking ridiculous.
I have nothing to say.
Wait, no, I have an update. I Googled headlamps for caves, Google image search, and you wear them on top of helmets.
Okay, but dog piss headlamps, you wear them on your forehead.
Yeah, because you don't need safety equipment to go outside. Captain
I-
Toad is an explorer.
He is wearing kind of a pith helmet style thing, right? Like,
He's a backpack.
He's wearing like the explorer, colonialist explorer clothes.
Whoa. Let's not bring in colonialism with Toad, okay?
Toad
As an
is no
innocent sweet
colonial.
boy.
Colonialism.
No.
I guess, okay, he kind of looks more like a Boy Scout with like his khakis and his little bandana.
oh my god, why would you show us this?
Why
I
not?
don't like this.
So
Ross.
this is the source of much controversy. The cartoon that aired many years ago, in which Toad did take off and hang up,
I'd like to
His
point out that he looks like a
quote unquote hat.
sad seed or something there. He looks like
He does.
he looks awful.
He looks so sad. He looks disgusting.
He just
You're
looks so
disgusting.
awful.
He just
Toad.
looks like a
Okay, stop
baby
taking
that
it
hasn't.
personally, Allegra.
He looks like a baby that hasn't fully formed yet.
He's got 3 little hairs on top of his
I
head,
don't like it.
much like a large baby. But this was never canon.
No, they've said Super Mario Brothers Super Show was not canon because they did a bunch of other wild shit that I can't even remember in that show.
Oh,
I can't remember.
wild shit.
It's very,
Wild shit.
It's not like
Tell us
sexy
about-
wild.
The wild shit.
Ew.
It's just like, I mean, like they had different voices and like,
sexy.
I don't remember. I
I
was
don't
a
know
child.
why you would infer that from my tone of voice, Allegra.
Why?
So Toad and Captain Toad just wears the headlamp on top of his head.
Mhm.
But I do have to say that that's just because his head is too big for any sort of helmet
Right.
/ hat
So,
that exists.
but anyway, the whole point of this was Koizumi, who was the producer of Super Mario Odyssey, said on this video, he addressed a lot of issues, including the nipples. He said on this video, that is his head. And he said something about like, I'll leave it up to your imagination on why
What?
that is that way.
Say-
Yeah.
the
The important nipple, I'm going to give it to you.
thank you.
He
Thank you.
said, I understand a lot of fans are troubled that Mario has nipples but no belly button. And truthfully, I've never thought about it before. It was like a non-answer.
That is a non-answer. I feel like I have so many more. Well, actually, now I just have that question. That's my sole question now.
I wish they had pressed him on that.
I mean, it was a
letting
Nintendo
sit.
official video. I don't think Nintendo's gonna.
So next time you sit down with Reggie, are you going to press him on that? Is that going to be an issue for you?
I'll make it the first question I
You were
ask.
very assertive, and I appreciate that about you so much. So we learned from an Activision Blizzard earnings report, which is definitely the most interesting thing that I could say.
Hello.
That
Exciting.
the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy was the #1 selling remastered collection in PS4 history. Ashley, you had to play that
Mm-hmm.
for review.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that you might have feelings about there being more Crash
Wait,
Bandicoot.
yeah, so there was like
They're
something in
gonna-
a licensing agreement says that it'll come to Switch and that there are going to be other games.
we're gonna have Crash
So-
back forever.
I mean, I still really want them to do Crash Team Racing. I want them to port that
Yeah.
to Switch, and I feel like that's what they're going to do. If they're not, oh my god, I'm going to
Wait.
fucking lose it.
Wouldn't it be weird to have Crash on a Nintendo console? No.
But they're porting
yeah.
the remastered trilogy to Switch,
Yeah.
right?
But that is strange because he was like
He's a Sony.
a Sony mascot.
Yeah, he was in all those Sony ads that were terrible.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
we have all those like PlayStation exclusives that are now on Nintendo.
That's true.
PlayStation and Microsoft exclusive. We have Skyrim on the Switch.
People never thought Sonic would be on a Nintendo console.
The important
Or
thing
some
that
Dark
we're
There's
missing.
Souls?
there's no like Dreamcast 5.
R.I.P.
Ooh, Dreamcast 5.
No.
That's the name of our girl band. Who's number
Oh my
5?
god!
Who's the fifth?
No, it's like it's like all those
Toad.
bands where there is no actual.
It's like
fourth
Dreamgirls,
member.
but
it's not like that
deceased
at all.
console.
Deceased console. The Switch is the best console of all time, and every game should be on it, regardless of brand affiliation or loyalty.
Halo 6 on the Switch confirmed.
There we go. You heard it first here.
Yep.
Polygon Show.
Breaking
We know
news.
all the breaking news.
Half-Life
Yeah.
5.
Half-Life 5.
Why are we just skipping so far ahead in these series?
Halo 6 is the next
I thought
game.
we were just listing games.
Half-Life 5?
Why not?
We need Half-Life 3.
5.
What if Valve
No.
comes out and is like, Half-Life 7? Like what Square did with Final Fantasy.
Elder Scrolls 8.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, let's read some emails. No.
We
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, we got to emails. We got to the email segment, y'all.
We
It's
did it.
happening.
9 minutes left with emails.
Wow.
Oh my god. This is from Greg. Hey, Polygon Show. First off, I love your show. It brightens up my week when I see a new episode is ready to download. Many strange inflections from me in that sentence because I got very lost. It's okay. It was a very good sentence, Greg. The following question comes from my getting close on a lot of interviews, but not being able to get out of the job that I currently really dislike. Sorry, Greg. If there was a Super Meat Boy-esque rage game focusing on normal things in life that are frustrating, what would be some of the hardest levels?
Whoa.
I have one.
Ashley's
I
got
have one.
one.
I have one. I have one.
Yes.
Tell me, Ashley.
It's navigating through Penn Station
Oh my god, yeah.
during Thanksgiving weekend.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You sure
Or
that
Port
isn't, like-
Authority too.
Oh.
Port Authority is awful.
Or Times Square,
Is
really.
this
Or
a-
Times
A
Square.
time trial game?
This is and it's fucking awful. Wait, it's time travel. I mean, no, time trial. It's time travel plus like Dead Rising 4, where you can just mow through people.
Oh, that sounds
to get to your train?
cathartic.
Okay, what if there's like a catharsis mode
Mhm.
that's just mowing people down, and then like a legitimate challenge mode where
Yeah.
you have to, you're like dodging and weaving,
Or you have to,
and you have to like not hit anyone.
with Thanksgiving, you're like
on the
carrying a
stage.
pie or something.
Yeah.
You're having to keep something very precious
We should
balanced.
also call it Rush Hour, but not have Jackie Chan in it.
Rush Hour minus Jackie.
Finding a
Chris
taxi
Tucker.
between 4 and 5 p.m.
Stop. Nope. Oh God. I'm getting nervous.
No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up.
Taking the L train at any time.
I love the L train.
No.
I only take it at the best
This
times.
is
Very
Allegra,
New York centric game.
Trying
Yeah,
to
it
think of
is.
things I'm bad at or that I hate.
answering the question, "How was your day?"
Yes, that is hard. How are you?
How are you?
Also difficult.
How are you? Is how you said it. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, so what would happen is somebody would ask, "How are you?" and a bunch of different options would come up on the screen, but they would keep moving around and like becoming illegible in different ways. Like the letters would blur and shift, and you'd have to choose the one that's just, "I'm fine." But you might accidentally click on the one that's like
Deep sigh.
deep sigh,
vomit.
like
vomiting, spontaneous crying.
Oh my God.
Vomit on your lap.
sometimes when people ask me that, I just like blurt out whatever whatever random thing I'm most anxious about at the moment. Like I think Ryan Nanny came onto the elevator with me once and was like, "How are you?" And I was like, "I'm just thinking about gun violence and where I would hide in the building if there was a workplace shooter." And I was like, Wind it back, Simone. You gotta wind it back.
I'm just thinking about gun violence.
Like you do.
Oh
It's
my
not the appropriate
God.
answer to that question. He handled it well. So that would be a very good game. These aren't really rage games. These are more just like how to get through your daily life games. Greg, I hope that the interviews go better. This question was sent before the holidays, so perhaps Greg does have a new job now. I hope that you're doing well, Greg. All right. Karaoke game request from Katie. Hey, friends. Love your show. None of my girlfriends like games, so this show has given me another viewpoint that I can't get from my local friend group. Yay.
Aw.
Thank you, Katie. In high school, I loved karaoke-like games and band hero games, but the song choices were always limited, and I got sick of singing/playing the same songs over and over again. What 3 songs does Band Hero need to add to their songbook? Here's my 3 picks. Eye to Eye by Tevin Campbell, Powerline from the Goofy movie. That might be LTL. It might be ITI. I can't tell because of this font, and I'm sorry. So Emotional by Whitney Houston. Blue Comb 78 by 5 Iron Frenzy. Thank you so much, Katie. 3 songs. Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna default to my personal karaoke songs. Okay. Losing My Religion by REM. Excellent karaoke song. Linger by the Cranberries.
Mhm.
R.I.P. Dolores O'Riordan.
Oh,
R.I.P. And my third one, God. Oh, I used to do Clocks by Coldplay a lot, which is really hard.
Oh,
My friend and I would do it, and there's one note that like we would never get, and we would be like, "Fuck," because we were
Who
very serious about it.
on God's green earth goes to karaoke and they're like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. Coldplay hour. Who the fuck
There's,
is
like-
loaded up on beer? They're like,
Listen,
get that
Why?
clocks up there.
I remember when I was studying abroad once, we were like pre-gaming before we went out to karaoke. My pre-game playlist was the Smiths and Belle and Sebastian.
Well, that's fine.
And then I go to karaoke and I sing like Simon and Garfunkel mournful dirges.
But I do
That's-
like Simon and Garfunkel.
They're
that's great, but their songs are way too long and slow for karaoke. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
Ashley, what about you?
I would sing Closing Time because it's the best song.
That's yes.
Semisonic.
In a Band Hero game, though, does that involve instruments as well as?
Band Hero?
I
That's
think
what she
she's
said.
implying Rock Band and
Yeah.
Guitar Hero, right? So
Okay,
It is
okay.
a game, Band Hero.
Is
Ah.
it Band Hero?
Mhm.
Oh,
Does that just involve singing, or
No, it's also drums.
Okay,
and
okay.
Stuff.
So we can think of things that aren't just good to sing. Although all I can think about is like Linkin Park in the End, which is my go-to karaoke.
You're very
song,
good at that one.
as you know.
Mhm.
Other singing wise,
oh, Criminal by Fiona Apple.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
such a good song. Yeah.
Yes.
unfortunately for me, everything from Hamilton, but like only if I'm
No.
alone.
Only if you're.
Only if I'm alone and no one can hear me sing and rap in my shower, which they can.
But in the end is
Unfortunately.
basically rapping.
Kinda, yeah.
So we've all heard you rap. You're actually very good
You
at
did
it.
hear me at Vox Media Karaoke Night.
I think I did that with you.
You did do that with me.
Yeah, I did.
We killed it.
Unearthing
Did you guys
repressed
also sing
memories.
Last Resort? I have never.
No, I tried to sing
No.
Last Resort, but the machine wouldn't let me. 2 times it wouldn't.
It's
Two
said-
different
It
machines.
said,
Actually, it was
"Excuse me, no, ma'am."
All I remember is Jeff singing Pony and getting really into it and then falling.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Let's.
all right. I have
really good.
another question. This one's from Zach. This is our last question. I recently started listening to your podcast and I love it. Thank you, Zach. Perhaps you can all settle a question that I can't get out of my head and has been keeping me up at night. Is Kirby covered in fur, or is Kirby just a round, fleshy balloon? Hope all is well, Zach.
Balloon.
Thanks, Zach.
Is Kirby warm to the touch?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think it's flesh like human flesh.
No, it's not like human
Like
flesh,
rubber?
but it's like
I feel
It's
like he's like
soft.
neoprene, almost like that.
what?
Like that. It feels like a diving suit when you touch him. Maybe.
Mhm.
Oh,
No.
maybe.
I don't think I've ever felt it. Oh, yes, I have. Sorry.
Oh, Allegra.
Yeah.
Do you remember? This is really. I'm so sorry. It doesn't matter. When we were in Japan, I saw a fake bread loaf, and it was supposed to be almost like a stress ball kind of
Yeah.
texture.
Oh,
Kirby
a
would-
stress
What about
ball
those,
is
like-
a perfect.
Yeah, like
or
that
the sand
soft-
animals.
Yeah.
Oh, the sand.
Like
Yes.
the stress balls that you.
No, I like the
they
stress
just, like,
balls.
regain its shape.
I like that.
I think that's.
But I don't like to think of
The ones that are
squeezing
full of
Kirby.
beans?
No, it's like it's almost
It's a like a squishy kind.
Squishy.
Not no beans,
Squishy.
no sand.
You've
Very
never-
light.
I think Kirby feels like it's full of beans.
What the fuck?
Kirby is not.
What about his shape denotes any texture? There isn't. He's a smooth
He has
boy.
an interior life, Ashley.
But he also should be
boy.
hollow because
Things that
he
are full
can
of beans.
he can float, right? So he shouldn't
Well,
be
he
weighed
could.
down.
You
shouldn't
could
be
cut.
full of
You can
beans.
make the stress ball stuff hollow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
there are
stress
no
balls are
beans rattling
Yeah,
around.
exactly. No
They're
beans.
not rattling. They're very tightly packed.
Also, he inhales things, so he needs to have a lot of room inside.
so you're saying Kirby
Wait,
is
have you-
empty?
Have you
Yes.
guys ever purchased or received a stuffed animal from like a carnival or a very cheap place where
Yes.
they're like full of kind of the.
Styrofoam?
It almost feels like packing peanuts, but
Yeah.
a little softer.
I hate that.
I love packing peanuts.
It's yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about how. Yeah.
No,
I
yeah. I
used to
didn't
have a
want to go
sheet
back
full of
there,
packing peanuts.
but
His name was James
what if
Excalibur
that's the-
III.
what if that's Kirby's? Like he's kind of like those very.
No,
Yeah.
he's soft. He's soft. He's malleable. You know, he
I can
Yeah.
see him. I'm just worried that he's gonna pop.
no
Is
because
the thing.
Mm-mm.
you.
I think
you
he's-
know in the older Kirby games, like if you died, like he kind of like bounced off.
Yeah.
He is bouncy.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So
Kirby's
there's
made of
rubber,
very stretchy rubber.
stretch,
But
bounce,
Very light,
light.
I think it's like a
Soft.
stress ball, but with like
hollow.
a little bit of a rubbery
More.
texture as well.
This is a lot of.
Oh my god, no, fuck. Mochis? You ever have like a authentic Japanese mochi
Oh,
and how
he's made of rice paste.
Oh,
like and it's like almost like a baby skin but softer.
it is. It is
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's Kirby.
Yes. Kirby feels like mochi
Oh,
but
that's
warm.
appropriate.
That makes me want to eat Kirby.
Well,
I want to
me
eat
too.
Kirby. It turn the tables
We all want
finally.
to eat Kirby.
It's your turn to get eaten now, Kirby. Suck it. Okay. Well, that has been our show this week. If you're watching us on YouTube, live streaming on YouTube, you can tune into Twitch to see Ashley's drawing
Twitter.
corner.
Twitter, not
Whoa.
Twitch.
Why Twitch?
Not-
Don't go to
do
that
not go to
place.
Twitch.
Do
I
not
don't know why you'd go to there.
there.
Tune into Twitter.com/Polygon to see Ashley's Drawing Corner, which we're going to do for our post-show segment this week. It's a lot of fun. We've been gathering materials for Ashley's inspiration so that she can provide us with more beautiful art to show to the world so that we can give back and do something nice for people. Other than that, you should subscribe to this channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and never miss a Polygon show when it goes live, and then also never miss the other ridiculous things that we do, especially to subscribe, because next week on the 16th, Friday the 16th, we are doing an Olympic live stream with SB Nation. We are going to destroy them. We're going to rip them limb from limb.
They think they know sports, but we know video games.
They don't know anything about
Mhm.
sports or video games. I'm going on the record with that. I'm very competitive with them and I love them all deeply, but I will kill them live on youtube.com/Polygon, which you should subscribe to right now. It'll be fun. It'll be very fun, except for all the death, destruction that will happen. Other than that, if you like this show, please give it a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, because that helps other people find it. They'll see it. They'll be like, that's cool. I enjoy this. And tell your friends about it so that we can have more wonderful listeners tweeting things at us and emailing things to us. And if you're wondering where the emails go, it's Polygon Show at polygon.com. That's where the emails go. And if you want to tweet lightning round questions at us, you can tweet them to #Polygon Show. We see them, we curate them, we enjoy them, and then I read them to you here on the show, and then we talk about them for 10 minutes instead of for 2 seconds, because lightning rounds are a thing of the past. Okay, everyone. I think that's everything that I have to say. So, tune in again to Twitter to see the after show, and this has been the Polygon Show.